Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Maryland Public Service Commission's pre-hearing conference in the matter regarding case number 9484, application of Baltimore Gas and Electric Company for adjustments to its base rates for natural gas services. Let's begin today by taking some appearances. We'll begin with our staff.
Good morning, Chairman. Welcome.
Thank you.
Janice Flynn on behalf of the staff. I'd also at this time like to enter the appearance of Peter Wilson and Leslie Romine.
Thank you, Janice. And for Baltimore Gas?
Daniel Gahagan for Baltimore Gas and Electric Company, and I would like to also enter the appearances of Damon Krieger and Beverly Sikora.
Is there anybody else that would like to enter an appearance today?
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Welcome. Teresa Zarski for the Office of People's Counsel. At this time, I'd like to enter the appearance of Paula M. Carmody, who is the People's Counsel, and we will be entering another appearance of an attorney when he comes on board in a couple weeks. So,
Thank you, Teresa. It appears we have two petitions today to intervene, and they were filed by the Maryland Energy Group and W.R. Grace and Company, as well as the Baltimore Washington Construction and Public Employees Laborers District Council. Is there any opposition to these petitions?
Your Honor, not in the nature of opposition. Just for clarity, I have been in contact with counsel for the Baltimore Washington Construction and Public Employees Laborers District Council, just on the issue of the one sentence in their first paragraph of their petition, noting that the union members represented by the petitioner, together with their families and communities, have an interest in affordable, safe, and reliable natural gas delivery services. Certainly they have an interest, but as I have discussed with counsel for the District Council, the Office of People's Counsel is the statutory representative of those residential customers. So to the extent any of their families and communities are in Maryland, we are their statutory representative.
Duly noted.
Your Honor, on behalf of Baltimore Gas and Electric Company, I having looked at 3106, the standard for intervention, I share OPC's concern regarding the fact that the residential customers would be represented by OPC. There is the additional requirement that the issues that will be raised by a person seeking to intervene must be material or relevant to the proceeding. It is not clear to me from the petition whether or not what sorts of issues might be raised. I have had some discussions with Mr. Stevens, who's here, to sort of ascertain that, and we've agreed to just sort of withhold if we could reserve the right to look at that later, because I think at this point in time it's not clear even to them whether or not this is a right proceeding for some of the issues they're considering. So I'm not objecting at this time, but I would like to reserve the right to raise an objection at a later point when we have a clearer understanding of what issues might be raised.
Is Mr. Stevens here today?
He is.
Okay. Mr. Stevens, would you like to make an appearance or comment?
Yeah, I will.
If you could sit down at the table. Thank you. Can you please just state your name and your affiliation for the record?
Of course. Name is Arliss Stevens with the law firm of Murphy Anderson in Washington, D.C. And I'd make an appearance on behalf of the Baltimore Washington Construction and Public Employees Laborers District Council, who is the proposed intervener.
Okay. And based on what you just heard from BG&E's counsel, is that accurate? Do you have anything further to add with respect to their concern or
Yes.
the concerns of the People's Council?
No, sir. Mr. Gahagan and I talked and are amenable due to the filing deadline. We wanted to get the petition filed. My client, the head of the council, has been on vacation. My understanding is he just returned today, so he was not able to appear as a witness today. Mr. Gahagan and I anticipate talking in the next week or so, just to allay any concerns either side has. But we would respectfully ask the commission to grant our petition without prejudice to Mr. Gahagan raising an objection if he finds it necessary to do so at some later point.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Stevens. Do the commissioners have any questions on this point? No. Okay. Mr. Gahagan, do you have any exhibits today that you'd like to have admitted?
Yes, Your Honor. Just on July the 5th, we had filed with the commission the notice of publications in the Baltimore Sun, the Afro-American, and I think we have copies here for those who have not seen them. I don't know if any of the parties, I will hand them out now.
Thanks.
Okay, I would ask that this exhibit be marked as BG&E Exhibit 1. Is there any objection to this exhibit being admitted?
No
Oh,
objection.
Your Honor.
Seeing none, BG Exhibit 1 is marked and admitted. At this point, why don't we go over the proposed schedule, and I would ask our staff counsel to provide us with what that schedule is.
Thank you, Your Honor. Staff has worked with the parties and we've agreed to the following dates for filing. The companies agreed to file their supplemental direct testimony updating for their actual results on August 24th, 2018. Intervenor direct testimony will be filed September 14th, 2018. Rebuttal testimony will be filed October 12th, 2018. Surrebuttal testimony will be filed October 26th, 2018. And then the evidentiary hearings are as scheduled November the 2nd, 5th, the 7th through the 9th, and then the October 15th and 16th if necessary. November.
November
Yes.
15th.
Um,
Okay.
And we've also agreed to set a briefing schedule after the hearings.
And those dates for the briefing schedule are yet to be determined?
Yet to be determined. We'll decide them after the hearings are complete.
Do any of the parties today have any concern or issues with the proposed schedule that was just explained?
No objections.
Your Honor, there is one other date that I've just been reminded of. The staff will file a comparison chart of the parties' positions on October 31st.
Thank you for noting that. Do any of my fellow commissioners have any concerns with the proposed schedule? Okay. Hearing none, the commission will adopt the proposed schedule. Do the parties have any discovery procedures for this matter that they'd like to bring to the commission's attention?
We've also agreed on discovery rules, and there is one change that I'd like to make to the email that I sent around yesterday.
Okay. Can you inform us of that change?
The change will be that we'll be filing responses to discovery served before, or at least by September the 14th, will be due within 10 business days. Objections will be due orally within 5 business days. I think my email said 4. So,
Do any of the parties have any concerns with the discovery procedures just explained?
No concerns here, Your Honor.
Thank you. That being the case, the discovery procedures and timeline just announced is adopted. Any discovery disputes should be brought to the Commission's attention promptly, and we'll try to resolve them as quickly as possible.
Your Honor?
Yes.
I'm sorry. We did have additional discovery rules that I would like to...
Oh, well, please explain.
Okay. So, as I said, responses to discovery served by September 14th will be due in 10 business days, with the exception of discovery concerning the company's August 24th filing for actuals. Responses to discovery served after August 24th concerning BG supplemental direct testimony for actuals will be due in 7 business days, and objections will be due orally within 3 business days. Following that, responses to discovery served after September 14th and up to and including October 26th will be due within 5 business days. Objections will be due orally within 3 days of service. After October 26th, responses to discovery will be due within 3 business days, and objections will be due orally within 1 business day.
Thank you. I neglected earlier to note the two interventions, and seeing no objection or hearing no objection from my colleagues or the parties, we will grant those interventions to join the case without prejudice. Okay. As you know, pursuant to the order that was issued on June 12th in order number 88747, discovery has already commenced for both Commission staff and the Office of the People's Counsel, and will commence immediately for any other party to this matter. At this point, we also need to discuss the public hearings that will be occurring in this case. In recent electric and gas rate cases, we held 5 public hearings that were scheduled in the BGE service territory. Does any party have any objection to holding a similar 5 public hearings?
None here.
With no objections being heard, I will ask the company, BG&E, to work with the Executive Secretary on dates and locations for those 5 hearings. At this point, are there any other matters that need to be addressed before we adjourn this morning?
I have some quick housekeeping, Your Honor.
Please, please.
I represent the Maryland Energy Group. We just haven't entered our appearances yet. So, good morning, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. My name is David Bugelmans. On behalf of Meg and W.R. Grace, I'd also like to enter the appearance of Margaret Witherup and Chastity Threadcraft. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bugelmans.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. That appearance is noted. At this point, do my colleagues have any questions of the parties?
I was wondering if Mr. Stevens needed to enter the appearance of anybody else on behalf of Murphy Henderson or Liuna.
No, sir, not at this moment. I am here with a colleague, but she is not an attorney. So at this point, no, thank you.
Thank you.
Great. Seeing no other matters before the Commission at this time, we are adjourned.
Thank you.